Brent in California. You're on with Jenna and Matt. How are you?
Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm okay. I was raised Christian. I was a pantheist for most of my life. And then I was a big fan of your show. I called you a few weeks ago. I believe it was you and Eric, Matt. And since then...
That would have been a lot of weeks ago.
Really? It seems like yesterday because it seems like my brain just stopped at that point. So now, as far as atheism and theism, I have thoughts on both sides. I'm well versed on the definitions of atheism and theism and agnosticism, and I'm still in a rut. I'm almost in a state of cognitive dissonance.
Sure. Just ask your question because Jenna can probably help you.
Okay. First of all, to say that I'm an atheist would disregard some very strong, I'm going to call them beliefs that I have, that have become very complex over the years.
I understand that.
What should I call myself an atheist if I'm still holding on to, and how do I get over that? Because I obviously, Matt has punched holes in what the understanding that I thought I had of the universe, or at least the strength of it.
Mm-hmm. That can be very scary.
Yes.
Have you said it yet?
No.
Would you like to try? It'll feel really good.
That
maybe.
I could easily say that I don't believe in any God that anybody else believes in, and that's a cop out. I know.
That's the same thing.
That works. I can say that. I don't believe in any God that anybody else believes in, as far as I can tell.
You don't have to say the A word at all. You may later if you want to, but you don't have to. That's the thing. You sound comfortable with the fact that you've come to that conclusion.
When I was a very young child, I was a very smart, prodigy-like kid. I came up with my own idea of the theory of relativity. It was my time travel theory, and I went to my uncle and I said, "Here's this theory," and he said, "That's the theory of relativity. It's old." And then later it was string theory. To me, it was the idea of the one dimensions and planes and strings and stuff. And then I had this theory of around 19. I had this. It developed into this theory of very similar to a holographic universe paradigm pantheism thing. And in my mind, it still all fits together. I've even made predictions off of it when I learned that the universe was expanding. It fit my model. It cleared up an issue that I had with my model even. And yet I still understand that Matt said, basically pointed out that even with all these things, there's still no reason to believe that any of this is true. It's all a very clever construct, you know, but it makes sense to me and it's hard to let go of.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, that just takes time. Time is the only thing that can make that easier to accept.
Okay. Then I feel better about that, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, if it makes you feel better, we've all gone through that. Me and Matt have, at least.
Yep. I think you're somebody, Brent, who spends a lot of time thinking and then worrying about all the thoughts and then worrying about all the thoughts. I mean, it seems from this conversation that you're just even a little overwhelmed with just kind of trying to front ideas like, I don't know. And what's this mean? What's this mean? Best advice I got for you, stop being so hard on yourself. You're honestly explore the world. You're open to changing your mind. You're going to acknowledge that you don't know some things. That's all great. I mean, I really have a hard time. It's almost like you just want permission to just go ahead and live life. Well, I'll grant that. Go, Brent. Live your life. Explore the world. Don't beat yourself up for not thinking the same as anybody and everybody else immediately.
I can understand why you need that, because I actually came to the ACA for the first time for that exact reason. And I was actually afraid. I was like, oh my God, I'm coming to this building and it's like just a house and there's all these atheists in there and I don't know what they're going to think of me. And everybody was friendly and smiling. And I went there and I couldn't I couldn't grasp the concept that there isn't some kind of Bible. There isn't some kind of book that tells us what to do or how we know things. And coming here and asking these people like Matt, like Eric, like everybody here, asking them, how do we know things? And that's the answer.
Yeah. And there's a couple of calls coming up that might have additional thoughts on that for you as well.
But it's exciting. It's okay. We don't know, and we can explore and we can learn and we can share and discuss. And that's all there is. And it takes time to get used to that idea. When
you start getting in your head, Brett, just take a breath and give yourself permission to be you.
Breathe. That's the biggest thing. I actually had to get it tattooed on myself because I keep forgetting to breathe. Can you see that?
That's why I keep Jenna around, because I don't want to get another tattoo. So if it's tattooed on her, maybe it'll remind me to breathe too.
It's hard. It's hard. Thank you for calling and sharing this, because you're showing us, you're reminding us that this is very, very hard.
Well, thank you. And thank you, Matt. Thanks for screwing me all up and then making me
That's my job.
Rethink.
It's my job. Welcome to the blender. You're going to come out as a smoothie, though, and smoothies are great. On that note, I appreciate the call. We'll talk to you again another time.